Thing one tonight, as Donald Trump's approval ratings keep dropping amid the fallout from his humiliating shutdown defeat reverberates, trouble in Trump world has never been more entertaining to watch. Yesterday, we told you about the three-way brawl between the president and Coulter and Newt Gingrich. Well, today's fun comes from the two different former members of Team Trump who are out selling books full of inside dirt. On Morning Joe today, former Trump advisor Chris Sims told a story about Kellyanne Conway, who he says is a leaker and a liar, and also a leaking liar.
She was, off air, she would basically say, I need to go take a shower because she felt dirty being, working for Donald Trump.
Right. Oh, and she did after talking about him.
So she calls me up to her office upstairs in the West Wing and says, hey, I want to do a response to this. And, as a messaging guy, she's like, I want your help in crafting this statement. So I'm like, okay. So I sit down on her Apple laptop and I start typing. And she's sitting at her desk on her iPhone, and she's texting away and forgets that the iMessages are synced between her iPhone and her laptop. And so I'm watching as I'm supposed to be crafting a statement defending her against exactly what she's doing in this moment, which is telling reporters, trashing her colleagues to reporters, talking about how the president she has to babysit the guy.
Well, that doesn't sound like something Kellyanne Conway would do, does it? The really good stuff comes from our old friend Chris Christie going after Jared Kushner. That's thing two in 60 seconds. You may be aware that Chris Christie and Jared Kushner plain just don't like each other. It's a beef which goes back to the early 2000s when Christie, then U.S. Attorney in New Jersey, sent Jared's dad to jail. Jared reportedly got his revenge when he had the former governor fired from the Trump transition team. Healthy relationship all the way. Now, Christie has a new memoir out, and there's no need to relitigate all that water under the bridge, and there's certainly no need to rehash the details of Jared Kushner's father's case, which is probably very boring anyway.
I want to talk about Jared Kushner because, frankly, it comes down that he's the one who fired you, right?
That's what Steve Bannon told me, yes.
And you believe that?
Sure.
Right. You believe that because there's history between the two of you.
Between me and his father, not between me and him.
But you can understand why he takes it personally.
Yes and no.
Would you separate your experience if your father had been put in jail from the prosecutor who put him in jail?
If my father was guilty, I would. Mr. Kushner pled guilty. He admitted the crimes. And so what am I supposed to do as a prosecutor? I mean, if a guy hires a prostitute to seduce his brother-in-law and videotapes it and then sends the videotape to his sister to attempt to intimidate her from testifying before a grand jury, do I really need any more justification than that? I mean, it's one of the most loathsome, disgusting crimes that I prosecuted when I was U.S. Attorney. And I was U.S. Attorney in New Jersey, Margaret, so we had some loathsome and disgusting crime going on there.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.